Hi everyone, today's class is going to be a short one and it's going to be for those of you who are just getting into yoga and just want to find a quick bit of movement in your body during lockdown or any other time. So excuse me a minute while I move my dog gently off of my mat. Here, come on. Okay. So today's class is going to start in a seated or kneeling position. So today I'm choosing kneeling position. If you want to kneel but it's not super comfortable, you can put a cushion under in between your thighs and your shins, or you can roll a towel and put it underneath your ankles. Now might be a good time to find a nice playlist to put on. We've got some really good ones. Spiritual Start Vinyasa is a really nice one on my Spotify. And I want you to just allow the body to settle slightly. So let the shoulders drop away from the ears, let the bum sink towards the heels, let the low belly draw up and in. Shoulders away from the ears on the exhale. Belly drawing up and in on the inhale. And just begin to make that breath a little bit longer, a little bit stronger. Lovely. And with that awareness moving through your breath now, we're going to begin to do a breath retention exercise. So as you inhale, I want you to fully and deeply inhale into the top, the sides, the bottom of the rib cage, and also feel that breath moving into your throat. So you're really conscious of that drawing down of the inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to feel your whole body sinking, grounding, and allow a little bit of an active squeeze at the bottom of the exhale to really empty the body of any air. So I'm also going to add in a retention, which means a pause at the top and a pause at the bottom of the breath. So just move with me. It's not going to get too complicated, don't worry. So maybe closing your eyes or just casting your vision down. And if you struggle to bring awareness to your breath, now would be a really nice time to place your hands on your ribcage. And together, we're going to take a big exhale, blow all the air out, and inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Every last bit, 5. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Every last bit. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then relax your breathing. Maybe take a few sighs out. Really big inhale. Really big exhale. Really big inhale. Really big exhale. And then find that rhythm in your breath again. Hopefully that awareness, the clarity in your breath is a little bit stronger now. Lovely. So once you have found that settling in your breath, you've started enjoying your breath a little bit more, we're going to come over into a tabletop position. So hands spread wide, knees under the hips. On the inhale, we're just playing and exploring the motion of our spine. So an amazing positive of yoga as you begin to move and gain a larger range of motion through the spine. You begin to release out the back muscles, loosen up the shoulders. So on the inhale, you're going to round the back through, gaze up. And on the exhale, you're going to press down, draw the belly button in, arch the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, rolling through. Exhale, pushing the ground away, hips, ears towards the back of the arms. Inhale, rolling through, heart lengthens forward, chin lifts slightly up. Exhale, tuck, enjoy that tuck of the chin, stretching through the back of the neck, pressing into the ground so you really get into the shoulder muscles. Inhale and exhale. Really ground, making sure you're aware of your hands and your feet and your knees on the floor. Feeling that connection to the ground as you breathe in and out. And I want you to play, maybe bending an arm as you come forward, maybe sinking slightly back as you come back, maybe drawing circles as you move through the spine. And just seeing if you can find any juicy areas that feel really, really good to stretch. So finding some alternative movements in this very classic cat-cow of yoga. And you can pause and carry on here for as long as you like, really stretching out some nice areas. Okay, and then when you're ready, you're going to bring your hands, face the fingers together. Just place the back of the hands on the ground and just gently sway side to side, just to stretch into the wrists to start this yoga practice. Keep that breath really aware. And then when you're ready, spreading those fingers nice and wide, tucking the toes. Now you can do this next section in downward dog or from tabletop. So you can stay here, or if you'd like to, press into the hands, draw up in the belly button, and roll all the way back into a downward dog position. And then on the inhale, keeping the hips square, keeping power equally through the hands, lifting up the right leg. Nice. Draw the core in, press equally through the hands, and maybe draw some circles through the feet. Maybe not. And then on the exhale, bringing that foot down. Finding a moment, taking a breath or two here, and then inhaling the opposite foot up. Again, option for some circles here. And then an exhale down. Nice. If you're in tabletop now, you can press yourself up into a downward dog position. Hands spread evenly, shoulder distance apart, feet spread hip distance apart. Letting the neck go really nice and loose, so making sure there's not too much tension in the body, you're not working too hard. On an inhale, you're going to gently step the right foot forward and come into a high lunge position. Holding here. Lovely. And then as you exhale, gently lower the back knee and flatten the top of the foot on the floor. Easing gently into the hips. Use the inhale to lift up through the core, lift up through the chest so you don't sink down into the hips too far. If you need to roll the back edge of your mat, feel free to pad your knee. Exhale, bring those hands down, and we can either step back into a tabletop or into a plank position. On the exhale, bring the knees down if they're not already. Lower the chest, keeping the elbows in super slowly down to the ground. Lay the hands down by your sides. Let the chin touch the floor, and on an inhale, just lift the chest and chin. Exhale, lower down. Twice more. Inhale, lift the chest and chin. Let the elbows lift slightly up. Let the shoulders roll back into their sockets. So it's like you're rolling your shoulders up towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. If you'd like to make this more intense on the inhale, you can hover the feet and hover the hands. We've got two more like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, lengthening that heart forward, lifting and energizing right through the legs, and exhaling. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, let the knees come in contact with the floor, and imagine you're peeling the ribcage off the floor first before you press into the hands and lift up. You can press back to a downward dog position. And then I gently want you to walk your feet to the front of the mat. Take an inhale here, push into your shins or your thighs to lengthen so you are in a flat backed position. And then exhale, fold. Letting it all hang out here. And in this forward fold, I want you to see if you can really start to loosen off the neck. So maybe starting to nod the head, shake the head a little bit. And then on an inhale, push into the feet, sweep the hands all the way up, lift through the fingertips, and exhale, release. We're going to do a little bit of standing work, and then we're going to flow down in exactly the same way we came up through some lunges. And this time on the other side. So inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, open the heart, gaze up, let the chin tuck into the neck. Exhale, bring the hands down the thighs, draw the hips backwards, draw the ribs backwards, but stretch to reach the knees. Inhale, reach up, opening the arms. Big breath in, spreading the elbows, spreading the hands. Exhale, hands down the thighs. Inhale, reach up, two more of these. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle those hands down. And then inhaling, rolling up to a standing position. Sweep the inhale, hands out to the side. Nice. Exhale, just take your left hand and reach it down to your knee. And take the top hand over or just up to the sky, creating a stretch and length and lift out of the pelvis, but also reaching down to the knee. Exhaling, swapping sides. Reaching down to the knee with the right hand, lifting up with the left, creating a stretch out of the pelvis on one side, and encouraging that support through your hand on the thigh on the other. Breathing into that open side of the body. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale, lift the hand, reach down. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale, lift the hand, reach down. And exhale, come back to neutral. Okay. On an inhale, sweep your hands up, gaze up to the sky. Lengthen as if you're trying to really grow out of your feet. Exhale, fold forward, allow the body to release down. Feet can be together or hip distance. Inhale, lift and lengthen that half fold. Exhale, bend the knees, place the hands down and just step backwards either to a plank or to your tabletop with the knees on the floor. Make sure the shoulders and the wrists are in line and you're engaging the core and drawing long through the top of the head and the heels. Exhale, lower the knees down, lower the chest down. Inhale, lift through the chest. This time, option to interlock the hands if that feels really nice and good for you, but if not, you can keep those hands resting by your side. With an inhale, lifting through the chest, reaching the arms away from the hips, and then exhale, forehead towards the floor, keep the length there. Inhale, lengthen forward before you lift up, anchor down through the hips and the top of the feet, and exhale, 3 more of these. Inhale, if you're feeling really jazzy, you can lean to one side slightly. and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhaling and exhaling, releasing the hands, bring the forehead down. On the inhale, draw the ribs away from the floor, push into the hands. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back to a downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg nice and straight and strong. Lovely. Exhale, bring it through, stepping it into that lunge that we had earlier. Breathing here, strong lift in the core, squeeze the legs, and play with pressing and lengthening through that back leg, pressing and bending into that front leg, pressing and lengthening into the back leg, pressing and bending into the front leg. Hands in the air if you like, with an exhale option to bring that knee to the floor, coming into a lunge. Now, often in yoga we say not knees over toes, but just be wary of that area. Make sure your knee is tracking in the right direction and you're not feeling like anything dodgy is going on. Again, finding strength in the hips by squeezing up and in the core and squeezing in with the inseams of the legs. Exhale, bring the hands down. I want you to step back to your downward dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bring the knees down and walk the hands in so you come back to your knees. We're going to do a little chest opener. So again, if you want to pad the knees in this, that's absolutely fine. On the inhale, we're going to reach up and bend the elbows, open the heart. And on the exhale, we're going to come down. Inhale, reach up. Now either bend the elbows, open the heart, and repeat this on the inhale and the exhale. Or if you want to come into a more static hold, you can press the hips forward, draw the elbows backwards, lift through the heart into your amazing camel pose. Again, if you're moving with the inhale and exhale, feel free to do that. Breathe deeply wherever you are. One last inhale. Exhale, release down to a lovely juicy child's pose. Forehead to the floor, hips towards the knees. And then on the inhale, I want you to roll, tiptoe those feet forward. Tiptoe those hands forwards. So you've rolled up, tiptoes the hands forwards. On the inhale, lift the right hand. On the exhale, spread it under the left and reach the head down to the floor. So hips are around above knees. You're stretching into the side of your body, breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, press into that hand, lift up, stretch that hand forward, reach forward, keep the core active. Exhale, bring it down. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, left hand lifts up. Exhale, it threads through underneath the arm. Forehead to the ground, relaxing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift the body up. Exhale, place both hands down. Rock back and come into a seated position. Stretch the legs out in front of you. And just assess here whether you're flopping back or whether you're able to sit upright on your sit bones. If you're flopping back, then feel free to bend the knees and draw the body up so you're seated. Just hold here, seeing if on the inhale you can find that length in the spine, and on the exhale, the grounding through the hip bones. Keep the feet nice and active, toes pointing towards the ceiling. On the next exhale, whether your legs are straight or bent, you're going to gently fold forward. And rather than the fold coming in the spine, I want you to hinge at the hips, seeing if you can get your belly button down towards your thighs. As you inhale, roll up. Exhale, bend the elbows, stack them underneath the shoulders. Lift the chest as you push into the elbows and the hands and release the head back. Lovely. Then you can hold there, really lifting the heart towards the ceiling. Lovely. And then inhale, press up to neutral. We're going to take a twist. So I want you to bend one knee and stack it the opposite side of the straight knee. So that if the left knee is bending, you're taking the foot and placing it the opposite side, the outside of the right knee. Twisting towards that knee, take an inhale, lengthen through the body, and an exhale, twisting. Take a really deep inhale, find that extra bit of length, and on the exhale, release. Swapping over legs, doing the same thing on the other side. So bending one of the knees and then stepping the foot the opposite side of the other knee, drawing that bent knee into the midline, lengthening up and exhale twist. So you're propping up on your back fingertips, trying to find as much length through the top of the head and as much broadness through the two shoulders as you can. So using that inhale to find space between the shoulder blades, space between the shoulders, lengthening through the clavicles or the collarbone. Exhale, release. Undo the legs, a little bit of core for today. Either you can bend the knees and keep the heels on the floor, or if you're feeling super strong, lift the heels, keep the core engaged, and we're going to lower down onto our backs. Straighten the legs out if they're not bent with the heels on the floor, and then we're going to inhale up. We're going to do this 4 more times. Slower is stronger, so if you want to pause this and go super slowly, that's great. So if the heels are on the floor, it looks like this. Keeping those shoulders up, low back draws down. And if the heels are off the floor, it looks like this. Okay, 2 more to go, super slow. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Using your breath to bring you up. Final exhale, lower down, hover off the floor for a moment, everyone. And exhale, release. Back of the head down. 2 more moves before the end of the class. Take an inhale, squeeze the left knee in, draw it into the chest. Find that lovely juicy stretch, and then exhale, take that knee over to the right side of the body, extending the hands out to the side. Holding here for 5. Let that breath relax into each part of your body. 4. Really letting go in the low back and the hips. 3. Let the shoulders reach down towards the ground. 2. And 1. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Do a little sexy swap of the legs, drawing the opposite knee in. And again, squeezing it in here. Finding that lovely stretch, stretching out through the lengthened leg. And then exhale, drop it over to the side, reaching the hands out. Using that exhale to ground through the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back to center, stretch out both legs, stretch the hands above the head, reach up. Exhale, bring the heels behind the buttocks for 3 bridge poses. And I want you to do this as slowly and as juicily as you can. On the inhale, first low back, then mid back, then up back, lifts away from the floor, rolling onto the top of the shoulders. Hands either side of you, and the exhale. Top of the back, mid back, low back, grounds down. Twice more with your breath. Use the inhale, lift up. All the way into the sky. Find that extra bit of push right at the end, right into the heels. Squeeze the knees slightly together. And exhale. Final one, inhaling. And exhaling. Maybe you have a little squeeze of the knees into the chest, a little rock of the back. And then gently allow your feet to come out to the sides, allow your hands to come out to the sides. And this is your time for Shavasana. So maybe getting a blanket if it's cold. It's super hot here, I definitely don't need one. Relaxing the shoulders back, letting the hips feel heavy, letting everything go. Let the eyelids grow heavy. Allow the face to just relax, smoothing the forehead, releasing out the jaw, letting the tongue relax in the bottom of the mouth. And then feel that relaxation roll down the body with an exhale. The shoulders drop back into the ground, the hips surrender to gravity. And just staying here, allowing your thoughts to pass by without feeling the need to interact with them. When you're ready, beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rolling the head from side to side. Maybe squeezing the body into a little ball, maybe stretching the body out, just finding a way to wake yourself up. Rolling onto your right side for a moment. And then coming up for seated. Once you've found the comfortable seated position, take an inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky, giving thanks for everything that's around us. And an exhale, bringing both hands down to your heart, taking in any energy you need for yourself today. Thank you. So to lift the right foot, keep the weight even in the hands, keep the hips square. Breath in, and then on the exhale, bring it down.